Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the 10th episode of Bowl or Brown Out Loud, a podcast where stories come to life in the most fun and lighthearted way possible. I'm your host, Sania, and I'm joined by my co host and sister, Anam. Happy 10th episode, Anam.
Thank you. I didn't think we would last this long, Sanya. On the first and third Tuesday of every month, we've been bringing you stories rooted in our brown experiences. Whether it's a wild adventure, quirky character, or a kahani made twist, we are sharing stories that are making you lol. So let's continue with the tradition and get this episode started.
Today's episode is about amusement parks. We thought it would be a fun episode to do because everyone has at least one epic memory of going to an amusement park. So let's dive in and relive the drama, the laughs, and the cotton candy we all know and love.
Speaking of cotton candy, Sanya, I have one question. Is
Okay.
cotton candy in Hindi gudiya ke baal or budiya ke baal? Like, why is it compared to hair of all the things? Like, that's so unappetizing. Like, yuck.
Actually, that's a good question. I think I've used both Gudiya ke baal and Budiya both. Gudiya when it's pink, because dolls have pink hair. And I guess when the cotton candy is white, Budiya ke baal.
Sanya, that is so stereotypical of you. You're saying old people cannot have pink hair? Like, seriously, such an auntie you are.
Yeah, let's not get into Gudiya Budiya Bal. Like cotton candy was not the topic of discussion. The discussion is where we eat those things, which is amusement parks. So, Anam, you
Yeah.
have any amusement park memories?
Yes, many. But the biggest one is our experiences every year in Lucknow Mahotsav, which was like this grand city fair that used to happen annually. I mean, let's get back to the basics. The giant wheel was not motorized. There was a man in the center doing a cardio workout so we could go up and down. I used to feel so bad for the man because when he used to look at Sanya, he was like, और भी झूले हैं.
Anam, don't make that shit up. But yes, yes, I used to actually feel really self conscious when, my cubicle would come because I was like, I know, thank you for pushing me.
But the best part of the Lucknow Mahotsav was this unique feature, which I think was only in Lucknow for limited edition, and that was the computer telling fortune teller. Yes, you heard it right. Lucknow was very advanced when it came to fortune telling. So we had a big computer in one of the stalls, and you had to go and give your name and date of birth. That was it. That was how intuitive the software was. And it used to take out 11 pages of printout about what your life is, what have you done in the past and in the future, like favorite numbers, favorite color. And Sani, I remember this so vividly because that was too big a document for me to decipher. So I went and took that document to our nani, our grandmom, and she just read cause of death and she started laughing. And I asked my nani what's so funny about death, right? And she said that it says indigestion. So my nani said that you are going to die because of gas.
Anam, you used to spend money that we got for Mahotsav on these random things. Like instead of taking a ride, why were you so interested in a computer telling your future?
Sanya, you don't remember your part. It also told that you will grow up to be 6'2" in height. And you were so impressed. And we're still waiting for that day.
I have no memory of this, but man, that computer lied.
Clearly. And let's hope the it also is not indigestion.
You are going to get Hajmola from me for every birthday of yours now.
Hajmola folks, if you're looking for sponsors, I'm the person. If you can save my life, then sponsor our podcast.
Great plug in for a sponsor we do not have.
Let's get out of Lucknow. The biggest
Okay.
park in India at that time was Essel World. Like you had to take a ferry to reach the whole island, and the whole island was dedicated to amusement park rides, right, Sanya?
Yeah, SL World was in Mumbai, and it was the first time I saw an ad for an amusement park on TV. Like there was this really catchy tone of SL World mein rahunga main, ghar nahi nahi jaunga main. Remember?
No, I'm just disappointed again that you found a way again to sing on the podcast. Seriously.
I sneaked that in.
Clearly. So the park had many rides, and Sanya, why don't you tell about one specific ride that you sat on and ruined the rest of the world post that?
So SL World, like we said, like it was a whole day event because you had to take a ferry to get there. And there was this ride, and I was very young, by the way. I was in fourth grade, but I was a tall fourth grader, so I would qualify for all the adult
6'2".
rides. uh, so there was a ride called the octopus, and you sat on the different tentacles of the octopus, and it would go up and down and zigzag, all of that. And I you know, threw up on that ride. So
Ew.
folks who were enjoying that ride, mid-air something would fall on them and they were like, what is that? Is it raining in Mumbai again? Is it monsoons? It wasn't.
Ew. I was so scared because I was like, the mob is going to come and beat us. For a second, I also thought that is this like a virtual reality or simulation ride? Because I can feel what the octopus is throwing at us. But it was you. You had overeaten as usual before a ride, and you just went all out like, ew.
Yeah, but that's what you sign up for at an amusement park. Like that's part of the thrill. Someone's gonna throw up always.
I remember the mob screaming at my mom कि कितना खिलाती है अपने बच्चे को हम लोग सबकी शर्ट खराब हो गई है Sanya, yeah, clearly you removed all of those pieces from the story.
I sanitized the hell out of it.
Yeah.
But remember this ride? It was called the Thunder something. It had a huge rainbow on it, and it would go like, I don't know, in circles, like a
Yeah.
giant wheel,
It
but a different form of a giant wheel. Like, uh,
Yeah, it was their main attraction. And I remember this because one of my friends sat on it. And then when it went up, so did his retainers. And so they just flew away. So that ride was really expensive for him because he came back without his retainers.
damn,
Yeah.
those retainers are expensive. That cost him a lot. Talking about things flying off, I remember I was once on a ride, not in SL World, but in Gurgaon. There was a park called Wonders of the World or something. And this was me as a grown up adult. And I went with my friends. And in midair on one of those rides where you are on your stomach, like, it's upside down. My friend was like, do you think this handle can take your weight? I was like, damn, girl. Like, talk about telling people about that in the middle of the ride. That was the scariest ride of my life.
So, Sonia, that's a good point because when we sit on an amusement park ride, we've actually in mentally signed a waiver and we know that we're putting everything at risk by going through this ride, right? So we come from that mindset. Let's go back to around 2010 when we went to an amusement park in Indiana somewhere, and they made us sit in a wooden roller coaster. And the thrill of the wooden roller coaster was that every time you would feel that something is creaking or is broken or it's going to fall. Imagine what
It
it
was
did
like
to
it
us.
was like rickety, rackety, clickety, clackety. That's how it went.
As it is something that we experienced in India, and here people were paying money just to feel the need, that whole thing that, oh, the ride's gonna break, what a cool ride, and we'd be like, huh.
We go to an amusement park everywhere we go, which is weird, but I guess we are thrill seekers. We even went to like these rides in Houston once, and there was this gravity drop uh, where my cousin was sitting, and he's like a grown ass man. Uh, and he had the shrillest scream that you could hear ever. Like it was like his soul left his body. Like it was a deafening screech.
Sadia, you need to give some context. There was a reason why he had the shriller scream was because one day before Sanya had met, let's just say, her fortune teller again. And that fortune teller had said that in your life, if you ever have a gut feeling that you need to get out and something is going to happen, it could be an airplane or anything, run away because your gut is right. So Sanya waited for us to sit on that gravity defying ride, and it plays music and nicely takes you on top of a pole, and then you're just looking down waiting for it to fall, and it can fall any moment. And that's when Sanya revealed to my cousin and I that she is having that gut feeling. So we were like, damn, we are going to die with her. And that's how the soul left my cousin's body. Anya waited for that
Oh.
moment when we were up in midair, just going to be dropped any moment to tell everyone on the ride that she has a gut feeling that this is going to go wrong. Yeah, it's fun going to the amusement park with Sanya. It traumatizes you. Okay, and Sanya, there's a lot that we can discuss about amusement parks. I mean, a whole episode on stuff we eat at the amusement park and what it does to our body and to our experiences. Yeah. But leaving all of that aside for another episode, let's go to your kissa. Uh, Promise that you will tell the truth and only the truth and nothing but the truth, Sanya.
We will see. Let's go to Kissa time. So, right after my 10th board exams, Amma was like, Sanya, you worked so hard. We need to celebrate your passing of your 10th. So, let's do something fun. So, Amma Anam and I, we pack our bags and we head to New Delhi. And we had big plans. We were going to go to Connaught Place, we were going to eat Nirula's ice cream, and most importantly, Amma dangled the carrot of visiting Ansal Plaza. So, Ansal Plaza was the hottest thing to happen to Delhi back in the day. It was the first mall in South Delhi, and it was so hyped up that everyone wanted to go there. So, Amma was like, wouldn't you like to go to Ansal Plaza, Sanya? And I was like, not really. I don't want to go to Ansal, but I would like to go to Appu Ghar. And Amma went, Appu Ghar? Appu Ghar, who was India's first amusement park. And I had gone there as a 5 year old. And because I was so young, I was not allowed on some of the rides. And I'd seen other people riding those rides, and my older sister, Seher, enjoying those rides. And as I had stood there as a bystander, I also had a dream. I thought to myself that one day, I will come back to Appukhar and ride all these rides. And I felt like this year was the year to fulfill that dream. Honestly, Amma was quite puzzled by my request. But she was like, okay, it's your celebration. We can go to Appughar if you want. And I'm like, yay. So we reach Delhi, we go to Appughar on the hottest day ever. It's so hot that Amma's favorite phrase, bhatti ho raha hai, which means it's as hot as a brick kiln, finally applies to the tea. So while we are cooking up in the sun, Anam and I buy our unlimited ride passes. And as we are getting those bracelets, the person selling the passes at the ticket counter, he's like looking at me and he goes, Madam, aap bhi unlimited lengi? And I'm like, yeah, give me that unlimited ride pass. But Amma, she listens to him and gets the cheapest version, like the cheapest entry ticket that you can get, which is the one ride pass bracelet. And I remember like just looking at Amma and feeling like, Amma, this is not the best day to save money. Like, you're going to regret this. But, whatever, like that's Amma's decision. So with our bracelets, we enter a Pughar. And my God, the shock sets in. A Pughar has shrunk. Either that or I have mutated overnight into Godzilla. Okay, let's start with Appu Ghar's mascot, which is Appu, a baby elephant. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, Amma, like, have they redone Appu's statue? Like, why is it so tiny? And Amma's like, no, that's how it always was. Go, 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 stand next to the statue. I'll take a photo of you. And while I'm posing with Appu, I am looking like the Amma of Appu. That's how tiny the statue is. Now let's talk about those rides of my dreams. Because, spoiler alert, the disappointment continues. So I go on the ride called My Fair Lady, which is this big, towering woman who ain't as big as I had remembered. And she's wearing this skirt, and at the edge of her skirt is where the seats are where you sit. And she's whirling around like a Sufi dervish. And while she whirls around, you are whirling with her. But now that I'm on this ride, this lady is more like an old lady with mobility issues. And if she could talk, she would say, Baksh de mujhe. Baksh de bhai. She's creaking and she's basically just asking for retirement. So, yeah, highly disappointing ride. And I'm like, okay, that's one ride that didn't live up to my expectation. Let's go on to the next ride, the Tora Tora, which is a ride where, it spins you around so fast, like you could almost orbit out into space. And I'm like, that's the closest I'm going to feel like being out in space. But the ride is slower than an auto rickshaw stuck in a traffic jam. And on top of that, the seats are so tiny that my knees are poking out like origami. And I look like the hunchback of Horse Khas. And while I'm doing this, I'm seeing Anam is like really enjoying herself. And she's like woohooing. And I'm like, great, is it just me? Like, now I have the pressure to fake this enthusiasm. So, like, while I'm on this Tora Tora ride, I tell myself, let me just commit to the child inside me. Let me choose a ride that I already rode as a 5-year old. I don't know, maybe, I will enjoy that. So I go on this ride, which is where you sit inside these tiny teacups and they just gently spin you around. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to commit and embrace the slow adrenaline rush that this place is clearly designed for. But there's no respite there. Because by the time I get on the ride, that ride has become the sun's best friend, and the sun has given it all its warmth. The metal seats are so hot that your skin can fuse into them. Let me just say, not the best day to wear shorts. So now I only have two options. I can either sit down on these tiny teacups and get third degree burns, or I have to squat midair and develop quads of steel. There is no winning here. It's just a game of how much pain I can endure before gravity wins. After all these disappointing rides, I get down with my quads hurting and I grudgingly go to the Columbus Jhula, which is this giant boat suspended in air that goes back and forth. And I'm like, okay, let's get over with it. I'm going to go on this one ride, get it out of my system, and then go home after that. So Amma is also going to ride with us. Surprise, surprise, because this is the ride she has chosen for her one ride pass. So we get in, sit at the tip of the boat, which in my opinion is the best seat, and the ride starts. And my disappointed heart becomes alive again. Suddenly, I feel I don't have to fake it anymore. I am actually having an amazing time, and the woohoos are genuine this time. Has Appughar finally redeemed itself? I'm like, man, it was all worth it. When the ride ends, I get down with a spring in my step, thinking it's all well that ends well. But nope, the person operating the ride calls us out. He's like, Madam, kahan ja rahi hain? Idhar aaiye, idhar aaiye. And I'm like, oh my God, why is he calling us? But he isn't calling me, he's calling Amma. And I'm thinking, oh my God, what did Amma do? Was she not supposed to ride this ride on her cheap ass ticket? So, like, all these questions are going in my head, and the man comes to Amma with the world's biggest scissors. Like the ones you see when the VIPs are invited for inaugurations and they cut the ribbon of a new establishment? It's that dramatic. This man comes with the scissors and he's trying to cut Amma's bracelet, and it's not a smooth snip. He's struggling to cut it, and everyone getting off the ride is watching us. And the 15-year-old me is dying with embarrassment. And I'm like, I'm done. This is the final straw for me. I'm done with Appu Ghar. And I have learned two important lessons. Lesson one, I should have gone to Ansal Plaza like a regular 15-year-old. And lesson two, one should never revisit their childhood dreams because they shrink, you grow, and your burned bum, well, it might need a plastic surgeon.
Sanya, I'm so excited you finally shared the story because I have made detailed notes of how to roast you.
Bring it on.
Yes. Firstly, you're such a Debbie Downer, Sanya. Like going to an amusement park and then sucking the joy out of it and saying, what did live to my standard? Like,
What? I sucked the joy out of it. It sucked the joy out of me, Anam.
Sanya, you were given the warning. The first time when you entered, the ticket wala was like, Madam, pakka aapko jana hai. Like he was giving you a rain check. But no, you didn't get that subtle sign. And you went in and stood in front of little poor Appu. Gulliver's Travel just released Appu Ki Amma in theaters near you. But the Tora Tora ride, Sanya, let's spend some time over there. Like, what were you
Mm-hmm.
thinking? You spent 500 rupees and you wanted to orbit into space for like 10 minutes. What, you think you're Katy Perry or something? Seriously. They spent $11 million. No offense, Gail King and Katy Perry, but yeah. And Sanya was expecting that this is not like space. And that My Fair Lady Jula, like
Mm-hmm.
she wasn't looking like Eliza Doolittle. She was clearly more like, let's say, Ila Arun. Dilli शहर में मैं whatever the song is, Harya,
What is
घाघरों
it,
के
Anna? What
it's
is it?
something
Come
Dilli
on.
शहर घाघरा घूमियो, something like that. Anyway, singing is not my
So
forte.
she was wearing a. You're saying that was Ila Arun in the Ghagra, My Fair
Yeah,
Lady.
yeah.
That's where Ila Arun got her what is it called?
Inspiration.
Inspiration to write the song Dilli शहर में मारो घाघरो जो घूमियो.
Because you were jumping on the same rhythm and I was like, Sanya, the right's nice, but it's not so good also that you're like "Woo, ee, woo, ee, woo." Now I know that you were having first degree burns on your bum. And
Girl, it was third degree. It was serious.
Sanya, firstly, where is the disclaimer? Why would you bring in your bum story? And I don't want to imagine your bum, let alone burned bum. I wore jeans. The ride was just okay, okay, Sanya. I was, you were like, I got burnt, and oh my god, scarred me for life. And, and one thing I agree with you, I clearly agree with you,
Okay, yes, bring it on. Finally.
is that scissor incident with Amma. Okay, so because I have always lived my life as if I'm just going to win the lottery any moment. So when that guy was running with that humongous, monstrous, rusted scissors, I was like, "Pakka, हम लोग को जीते हैं." जीते तो जरूर थे हम लोग. The cheapest ticket in the whole amusement park. And he was like, कहाँ जा रही हैं आप इधर आइए. And he was like, kachar, kachar, kachar. Amma's expression was priceless. Like, the things I need to sacrifice as a mother. Public embarrassment. I almost thought Amma will get tetanus with the rusted scissors. But Sanya, the moral of the story is that the ticket we bought for Amma, which was one ride only, was should have been bought for you.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. Sanya is not the person to take to amusement park. And if you think she just
What?
went to a park which was not age appropriate, she's the same in Six Flags. She's like, oh my god, I think I lost my vision. I think I got a vertigo attack.
Maybe I really need to go to space to get the thrill that I'm seeking.
This is Sanya's desperate plea to join a space mission.
Yes.
We haven't even made it to the internet world properly, and she's like, space chalte hai, Sanya.
I am looking for sponsorship to go to space. If you are listening, please contact me. If you have the resources and the money to send me to space, I am willing to collaborate with you.
I will do fundraising and put every piece of organ on display and sell it if someone promises me that they will give one way ticket to Sanya to space.
Anam, your organs aren't selling for enough money for me to go to space. Just an FYI, you are not that precious.
Appu thinks differently, Sanya. And Sanya, that's why you say hello, hello, hello. कि कहीं तो space में पहुंचे मेरा hello. Bad joke.
You never know. Yeah, subconsciously that might be the case. But Anam, I think let's bring the hot take scale because you have been yapping for too long.
Very funny. Gail King, if you're looking for a partner for your next space expedition, you know who to call. Not me.
I could be your next Oprah, Gail.
No, Oprah needs to call me. Gail needs to call Sanya. That's a done deal. Okay, this is a typical of you. I'll rate it number two. Typical of Sanya. Like, oh, this was so bold. Appu was so short. Gigantic. Was like, what? I'm not space orbiting. So this is Sanya. And it had nothing to do with Appugar. Speaking of Appugar, if you have childhood pictures, listeners, of Appugar, Tora Tora, or that Columbus boat, we've not spoken about the Columbus boat at all, Sanya. Why was it called Columbus, by the way?
Because Columbus was the OG colonizer who came on his boat. Like in India, we were like, dude, Columbus, we've been waiting for you. You went to another land and called the people there Indians. We've been, we are naming rides after you, waiting for your boat to arrive.
Enough of making fun of Columbus because the threat of being colonized again is just like two steps away. So let's not joke about it. But let's wrap this up because
I have one last joke now. we were we were waiting for Columbus for so long that we moved to America to वो नहीं आया तो हम चले आए.
अरे अरे this was not a joke at all.
It is.
Sanya,
It is a joke.
okay,
Also,
so
one last thing, Anna, before
oh
we close this
God.
segment. Public service announcement, guys. If you are very inspired by my story or you want to prove me wrong, like Anam wants you to do, and you want to go to Appughar, you can't because that park shut down because many people like me were unsatisfied.
So did Ansal Plaza. FYI. If you have photos from Ansal Plaza
Ansar
also.
Plaza is still going on, Anam.
No, no, it's not.
Don't spread false information. Ansal group will come and fire you.
Okay, enough. It's time to wrap up. And now we are playing everyone's favorite game, Bowl Baby Pole.
Woohoo!
Sanya, we should make a board game out of this.
Yeah, right.
Okay, Sanya, are you ready? Because you are on the hot seat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this time we asked everyone a question, which was which type of amusement park visitors are you? The daredevil, first in line for the scariest roller coaster, screaming one more time, while everyone is still recovering? Or are you the secret thrill seeker, screams at the top of your lungs and secretly just wants to go again, 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 again? Are you the snack hunter? Skips the ride but never skips gudiya ke bal, candy, popcorn, giant soda. You're there for your stomach's amusement. And the spectator. You've never been on a ride, but you're an expert at cheering everyone on from the sidelines. Like, ha, फिर से करो, अरे इसमें थोड़ी डर लगता है. Those kind of stuff. So, Sanya, are you ready to lose?
Yay! I am ready.
To lose?
Sure, that we will decide after.
Okay, Sanya. Remember, you don't have the time of your life to spend here. Just tell me the answer.
Okay, I think most number of people would have selected the daredevil. First in line for the scariest roller coaster, screaming one more round when everyone else is still recovering. That's
Is
my final choice.
you seem very happy and confident. Are you sure?
Yes. Yes.
Sarah, would you like to use a lifeline?
No.
Are you sure? Are you the
Yes.
daredevil?
I am the daredevil.
Yeah, when you puke on other people, you're definitely like, one more round, one more. Okay, let's see. Sanya Zedi thinks that Daredevil is the answer. She's grinning with pride already as if she has won, and I'm very happy to say she is wrong.
What?
Woo-hoo! Woo-hoo-hoo! It was not even close, Sanya. We got 39.5% votes for the secret thrill seeker. Screams at the top of your
Ah.
lungs, but secretly wants to go again and again and again. Clearly, those people haven't sat on rides with you where you puke on people. So they just want to go on the rides again and again. And Sanya, you have lost. You have lost again and again and again.
Yikes. I think are you and I tied now?
But no, 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 no.
Yeah.
We're not tied. You already broke the record. But I just want to say how uncle and auntie type of friends we have because the second best answer was the spectator. Just looking at the rides and being a cheerleader.
Yeah.
Like, that's what most of our friends do. They don't go on
because
rides.
because they have been on rides with me.
Clearly. 27.9% was the spectator, and Sanya, Daredevil, was 18.6.
Shocking. Sad for the people. I'm sad for the people.
You should be sad for the people, but the overachiever in you, how does it feel like consistently losing?
I feel like you.
Very funny. I'm not an overachiever.
But now I know what it feels like to be you.
I'm so glad at least something got at least a percent of empathy in you. But Sanya has lost. Everybody, billboards, Sanya has lost again and again and again. This is good. We should keep going on with this game where I just read the poll results.
We should do that, but before that, we should go to closing.
That's a wrap on another episode of Bowl. Thank you for hanging out with us and being a part of our storytelling journey. We hope you had as much fun listening as we did sharing. We hope it gave you some laughs and left you with a story to share. Spread the joy, folks. Like, share, and subscribe. Help a behan out. Don't forget to stay connected with us on Instagram at brown.out.loud. You can catch us on Apple, Spotify, Audible, YouTube, and GeoSavan. Just look for Brown Out Loud. Until next time, it's us, Anam and Sanya, signing off and keeping the stories alive. Adab. Sanya, are you throwing up again?
No. Adab. Bye.